came to me saying, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. And before you were born, I consecrated you. I appointed you a prophet to the nations." Now, I just want to highlight the word, "I appointed you a prophet to the nations," because this is what we're going to talk about today. Meaning, ang ibig kong sabihin ng a prophet to the nations, it means messenger of God. It means you will go to place and you will proclaim the word of God. That's a prophet. And sinabi dito, to the nations. Sabi niyo mga po, to the nations. To the nations. Hindi po sa Quezon Avenue itself. But we are called to be a prophet to the nations. And then Jeremiah received his purpose from God that changed his life. Ito po yun. Why? Because when God appoints something to us, it is what? Something eternal. Pag may binigay po sa atin si God na vision, it will be eternal. Something that we will, what? Endure. What's my point? Ito po ang point ko. Purpose, apart from God, is temporary. Because God is giving us the purpose. Now that you're living an enjoyable, ano bang tawag doon? Nag-enjoy ka sa buhay mo, di ba? Parang lahat na lang, ang saya-saya mong gawin, di ba? But, are those eternal? Are you impacting eternal? Or are you just doing something that you are enjoying and something that is temporary? Something that is temporary. Katulad ng ano, ang dami natin pinaglalaban, di ba po na? Sino po yung mga generations ng Marcos era, di ba? Ang dami natin pinaglalaban, di ba? Nagsama-sama tayo para mapabagsak siya, di ba? Parang gano'n, di ba? May pinaglalaban tayong lahat. Or maybe sa school, ayaw yung principal, di ba? Yung mga young people who are the young ones. Yan. Taas naman mga kamay ng young ones, di ba? Oh, yeah, good. Yung iba, once young, di ba? So, pakat dati, di ba? Katulad before, yung Marcos era, di ba may pinaglalaban tayo? Gusto natin siyang umalis sa pwesto niya. That's our purpose. As a nation, as Philippines. Tama po ba? Or people today are into these things. Ano ba yung mga bagay na to? Fundraising, anti-human trafficking, common cause, ang dami natin, run for hope, and all of that, all of those things. I'm not against those things. Hindi po ako against sa mga bagay. Actually, we are part of it. We have, meron nga po tayong real life, di ba? Meron nga po tayong mga outreaches outside. But these things are just temporary. Those things that I mentioned are temporary. The question is, what really is the purpose of God for our lives? Ano nga ba yung purpose niya? Will the purpose we live in today endure for generations? Lahat ba ng ginagawa natin will impact the next generation after us? Lahat ba ng ginagawa natin will impact eternity? Lahat ng bagay na ginagawa natin here on earth, are we saying, or are we really true in ourselves that I'm impacting eternity? Or are we just enjoying temporary things here on earth? And then, sometimes we are too caught up with our present lives today here on earth. If my question back then was, are we impacting, or are we using the purposes of God in our lives as we impact the generations today or the eternity? Or are we just, what? Comfortable with the life that we have today? I have an illustration to you this morning. So, Billy can help me. Ayan, si Billy po represent na. So, just to give you a glimpse of our life, alright? So for example, this is Billy J. And imagine this is your timeline. This is a timeline, okay? And this is Billy. Billy. By the way, si Billy po engaged na. So, ikakasal na po siya. So, grabe, buhay ang Lord. Buhay si Lord, ba? Alright, so, ito po si Billy. He got engaged, he do a lot of stuff, and then, ito po yung point ko. Ito po yung buhay niya sa earth. Hanggang dito lang. Hanggang dito lang po yung buhay niya sa earth. Sometimes, sometimes we are too caught up with just investing the life that we have here on earth. Not thinking of obliviously, not knowing what eternity lies ahead. Because the things that we are doing here on earth will impact the things that we're going to do in eternity. That's why, church, I want to say this today. We only got one chance here on earth. Are you making an impact in eternity, or are you just making your comfortable life? Pwede pong gawin kasi ni Billy na, I will just work and save, and then enjoy my life here. Hanggang dito lang. Enjoyin ko lang yung retirement pay ko. Enjoyin ko lang yung magkabayad lupa at kotse ako, di ba? Mga 5 pa. Are you enjoying? Di ba? Are you in that situation right now wherein you are too caught up with your work, with your jobs? Sa mga students, sa young people, are we too caught up with our studies? Di ba? Kasi yung nanay ko nag-expect sa akin mag-award ako. Pag wala akong award, paano? Di ba? Are we on that scenario? So now, alam niyo ba kung gano'ng malaki itong eternal life? So maybe your life here on earth would run about 70 to 80 years. Diba? Pag 85 ka na, bonus life ka na, diba? Bonus round. Diba? So, but if we started walking and making an impact to the generations now and creating a purposeful life and investing his life that it will impact the generations, that will impact eternity, hanggang saan po yan darating, di ba? He's investing his life there. Tinatapon niya pa yung tali sa likod, binigay niya kay Lloyd, pinasa, ayan po, yun po. So, ito po, pinasa niya po, pinagsak niya, pinasa ulit kay Billy. Ayan po, tapos dinidribble yung Billy. Papunta na siya dito, bibilisan niya, di ba? So, if you are creating what? A purposeful and meaningful life here on earth, you are investing in the eternity. Amen? Can you say amen? Ganyan po makakata yung pamumuhay natin sa eternity. That the choice is yours. The choice is ours to make. Do we want a life enjoying temporary things, or do we want a life that would invest and that the next generation will step on? Because the things that we're doing right now, it's just the foundation of what the next generation will do. They will be 10 times greater than us. Yung ginagawa po nila, Pastor Jay, preparing Pastor Noel, they are preparing us. Why? Because they believe in the next generation. They believe in us. Thank you. Ayos na lang po. Thank you, Billy. Thank you, Neil. So, that's our life here on earth. That's why I want to focus. Hindi ko naman po sinasabing bawal maghangad na magkakotse magkabahay kasi pinagpipray din po namin yan. Alam mo, pinagpipray nyo din po yan. Tama po. Provision sa school, vision fee ng anak nyo, pambayad ng amortization ng sasakyan. Di ba po? Parang yung mga nakaka-stress. Pero sometimes, nakafocus na lang tayo doon. Diba? I want to encourage you today that God is the source of everything, that if we can pray, Lord, I know that you can pay for this rent, I know you can pay for this bill, Lord, lubog ako sa utang, but Lord, I will trust in your name. I will put my faith in you because you will provide. Lord, my mother is sick, God, my Lola is sick, Lord. I know that you are Jehovah Rapha, you are the healer, Lord. You will take away cancer, you will take away everything, Lord. I'm in pain right now, but God, thank you because you're going to comfort me. That's the God we're serving. That's the God we're worshiping. Now, what's the response of Jeremiah when he heard God giving his burdens? Kasi sinabi ko ni God sa kanya, you're going to be a prophet to the nations. Ano ba yung naging response ni Jeremiah? In verse 6, it says here, then I said, this was Jeremiah talking to God, Lord God, behold, I do not know how to speak, for I am only a youth. Hindi ko alam magsalita, Lord, bata lang ako. Wala akong experience. Kailangan mo ba ma-experience lahat para masasabi mo, may masasabi ka sa next generation. Jeremiah knew exactly how big the task was. Prophet to the nations. We're talking about nations. When God gives an instruction or calls someone for His purposes, I tell you, it will be overwhelming. It will be overwhelming. When God calls you to something that's uncomfortable, it will be overwhelming. But by the grace of God, He will sustain us. Amen? Ano ba yung nagiging tendency? Sabi ni Jeremiah, I am only a youth. So, that caused him what? To almost reject the offer of God, the purposes of life, the purposes of God in his life. Based on, bakit ba ngayon today, in our context today, young generations, why are we refusing God's calling in our lives? Why? Based on our backgrounds? Kasi ganito lang yung pamilya ko kuyakin. This is just my life. Iniwan ako ng tatay ko. Never ako nakarinig ng encouragement sa nanay ko. Tapos sasabihin mo sa akin, may purpose si God. Maybe the background, or maybe your sinful life. Ganito ako kasama. You just don't know what I'm going through right now. So I cannot live the purpose of God, the purpose of God that has for me. Looking down to yourself. We often back out when it's about the purposes of God. Why? Because the purpose of God is big. It will require us our 100%. Now, if we are ready now, if we think we are not ready to do it, then you are not fulfilling the purposes of God in your life. The next verse, it says here, but the Lord said to me, do not say, I'm only a youth. Now, this was God rebuking Jeremiah. Huwag mong sasabihin bata ka, huwag mong sasabihin inexperienced ka, huwag mong sasabihin sa akin, ganito yung background ng pamilya mo. Huwag mo sa akin, dahil hindi mo man ng tatay. Why? Because it's not about you. It's about God fulfilling His purposes in your life. But God said to me, do not say I'm only a youth, for to all to whom I send you, you shall go, and whatever I command you, you shall speak. Kind of like Moses when God was asking him to talk to Pharaoh. Tama po, familiar po kayo? Parang sinabi ni Moses na, Lord, I cannot do it. I don't know how to speak. But if, yun yung nagiging tendency natin mga tao, di ba? Dahil we are in fear, we are in doubt. But if God will empower us, if we can speak, we can command. Because we have the authority. Why? Because Christ lives in us. That's the authority that we have. For the young people, listen to me, young people. You're never too young to have a purpose. God has a purpose for your life as early as now. Katulad, nakita niyo po yung nag-drugs kanina, si Axel. Palakpakan naman po natin si Axel. Nakita niyo po yung nakatayo din sa likod niya, yung kuya niya. That's the picture of us, parents, or young people, or mga single professionals. That's the picture of us passing the baton to the next generation. Kind of like what Kiefer did to his brother, teaching him to play drums. That's the picture of us passing the baton to the next generation. For the parents, it's never too late for you to have a purpose. Now, maybe you're thinking, ano pong purpose ko dito? Puro sa yung generation ko. Because I believe that God is a multi-generational God. He will not leave the older generation behind. Why? Because the older generation can prepare the young people today. Just like what Pastor Noel and all the pastors and all the stuff are doing to us, young campus missionaries, they are preparing us. Why? Because they believe in us. Because they saw the purposes of God in our life that we didn't see back then. 2 years po ako na one-to-one bago natapos. Sino pong pamilyar sa one-to-one? One-to-one is actually a discipleship journey. 7 chapters. Back then, 12 chapters pa po. Kaya tinakatasan ko yung nagpo-one-to-one sa akin. Tinataguan ko sa campus. But when I saw the persistence when I saw the consistency of that person who never gave up on me. Kasi nagko-confirm lang po ako sa cellphone before. Opo, Kuya Jeff, mag-uwan-uwan po tayo. Tapos pag nandun siya sa park, tinitignan ko lang siya, tapos aalis na ako. 2 years he did that to me. Imagine if he gave up. If hindi po ako na-disciple, hindi po ako namatuwa. Imagine my life right now. And imagine the young people today in the campuses. Suicidal. No hope, no future. Depressed, hopeless. Imagine the young people today. They are crying out for something. They are in pain, they are broken. What are we doing, church? You have a role to play. We have a role to play, church. To prepare the young generation, the students. Because the generations will not thrive if we will not let them. If we will not prepare them. That's why this is who we are as Victory. We are committed not only to preach the gospel, but to help people, especially the young people, to discover their purposes in God. One of them is, may share po akong story. One of them is Jordan Makabuhay. So I asked for his permission about it. Jordan Makabuhay is a high school student. And he's studying in Manuel Rojas High School, dyan po sa May Roses. So, Jordan Makabuhay, back then, didn't know his real identity. So he was searching for his identity. Why? Dahil po, ang puno-tulo ng lahat because he's fatherless. He really don't know his identity. That's why he searched for it. Pinaniwalaan niya, ito yung identity niya. And then, when the campus missionaries went to the campuses and met with Jordan Makabuhay, and actually, the one who mentored, the one who discipled Jordan Makabuhay is our worship leader, si DJ. Dito po siya. So, when DJ shared the gospel to him, and then when Jordan Makabuhay had a relationship with him, that's what the time when he's having a lot of challenges because he's now asking a lot of questions about his faith, asking questions about his identity. And then little did he know that God was transforming his life already. He was transformed, and now Jordan is one of our passionate volunteers in the music ministry. He discovered his identity. He discovered the purposes of God in his life. Now he is serving. Actually, now he is leading his own victory groups. How about that? He's sharing one-on-one with his classmates. He's sharing the love of God to his even teachers. Sinishare na po. Ganun po kalupit ang gospel. It can transform lives. And what's amazing about that is this. You are seeing the miracles of God right before your eyes. Students being transformed. Professors being transformed. How many of you are excited that many students will come to know Jesus Christ even more? We will connect the campuses. Every student, one at a time, we will share the gospel to them. That's why we have a pool of campus missionaries who are committed to reach out to the generations. We have people who answer the call to be a campus missionary full-time. They left their jobs. Actually, iba nga engineer, yung iba nga IT, web developer, just like me before. But when the desire was too strong, I cannot contain it, I said yes to God. And then, meron po kaming team, I will introduce to you our team in Every Nation Campus Quezon Avenue, who answered the call of God full-time. So, okay lang po ba? Pwede po ang ma-introduce yung team. Can I ask all the campus missionaries, Pastor Ruel, so, kaya po sila.
Thank you po. If you will notice, Ken po is the first fruit of Victory Quezon Avenue as a campus missionary. Siya po yung unang graduate. Now, before we are three, 2017. Ken is actually supposedly going to Viva Films. I-disclose ko na, di ba? Susulat ko siya ng kanta. Okay, kinuha po siya. Viva Records pala, Viva Films. Viva Records! Ako pala yan, Auto Arts. Viva Records! Okay, kaya lang po, because God has called him to join full-time ministry sa campus missionary. He answered the call. Now, we're not saying that you leave your jobs. Okay, we're not saying that if God is calling for you, then we can talk later on. But as far as the call of God is concerned, He answered the call, and after that, now we are two. Dalawa na po kami. And then later on, the last part, I want to call on Neil John Reyes. He's an engineer, electrical engineer. Electrical engineer po siya. Dati po siyang artista. Dito lang po. He's a graduate of electrical engineering in Papua. He left his job because God has called him to do campus ministry here in Quezon Avenue. I want to call on Billy J. Bubayu. Yung kasama niya po kanina. He's an IT by profession. Okay, madami na po siyang trabaho, iba't ibang companies, no? With IT. High-paying job, but God called him in campus ministry. And 2017, now we're 2019, we are 9. I want to introduce all of them to you. April Garrido, she's an IT by profession. STI colleges po, potential, aalis po siya ng bansa to have a high-paying job again. But God called her here. Neil is serving in STI Muñoz. Okay? Ken is serving in San Francisco High School in the north area. Billy is reaching out to PMI colleges in Quezon Avenue. April is reaching out to Roses High School in Roses Avenue in Patlamco area. And Doyle Ken last year, these are campus missionary to Manuel Rojas, where Jordan Makabuhay is studying right now. He's also a web developer. Laki po talaga. Answer, calling po talaga, kaya sila nandito ngayon. It's not because they're going to be paid high or they're going to earn a lot. No, hindi po. It's the call of God for them. On a call on Maita. Maita is a trainer in JP Morgan. Okay, graduate po. And God called her to reach out to students, and now she's currently reaching out to Quezon City High School in Camuning. Nakalimutan pa ba ako? Si Aya, hindi, wala pa. Kami po yung official, meron pa po ang mga interns later on, but 2017 church, we're just 3. And right now, 2019, we are 7 po kami. Hindi ko makakaroon. Siyang po kasi talaga yung nasa isip ko, no? May dalawa po tayong intern. Now we are 9. Now, I want to encourage all of us, church, that these people, we are professionals. As your pastor, they are raising their funds, their support actually, just to go to the campuses. I want to share with you one short illustration as we invite you to partner in what we're doing. There's a story of a drug pusher and a pastor in the United States. And the drug pusher is so successful in selling drugs. Okay? And the pastor got so frustrated because he's reaching out to same people with the students in the campus. And he's not successful. He's unable to reach out at least one. He got so frustrated. He asked the drug pusher. He approached him one day and asked, you know what? I know what you're doing. I just want to ask, what are you successful in reaching out to students? Why are you so successful? How come that I'm not? I have a better thing that I can offer the gospel. You know, church, one piercing statement that the drug pusher answered the pastor. He said, I was there. You're not. When they are having their lunch, I was there. You're not. When they are playing billiards, when they're answering their theses, and they're doing their projects, I was there. You're not. church, we have a real battle going on in the campuses. We saw Jordan Makabu transformed by the gospel. How many Jordans are waiting to be reached out? 52,000 of them are within our reach. And this, our team, we are very limited. I'm not asking you to quit your job. I believe if you have the privilege, the chance, you will do the same thing. But because God called you to a different responsibility, God gave you to build your family, to build your career, different path. It's God's call for you. But you can still take part with what we're doing. How? By partnering with our missionaries. And I'm not saying you give, yes, you're tithing, you give the 50% of your money. No. Money is just an excuse for you to say that I'm partnering. When we go to the campuses and you're partnering with us, you can say, I'm part of that. Jordan Makabuhay, I'm one of that. One of those people who reached him. Because I sent missionaries like Roy, like him, like April, like Mike, like him. Today, church, at this moment, I want to give you the privilege. Your heart is for the next generation because of your responsibilities. You're unable to go. We want to give you the privilege to still take part with what we do. Our ushers will hand you our cards. If you want to know more about Every Nation Campus, if you want to, God is telling you right now to partner financially with our campus missionaries, please, can you please raise your hand? Our ushers will give you cards where you will fill that out. Okay, and we'll give you time to do that. Okay, I think everyone will receive, and at least we can keep in touch with you. We'll give you 5 minutes to do that, and as we hear about how can we be part of this, well, if you have the time, church, to go with us, flexible ka, financial advisor ka, or call center ka by 9, and by day you want to be part with us, please fill that up. We want to keep in touch with you. We want to help you. Or you have so much, okay? You have a lot. Okay, meron kang spare money, you don't know where to go. Please, this is your chance to bless the next generation. We are just part of the big vision. Okay? By you saying yes, you're being part of this, of what we're doing in the campus. Or, you're a very prayerful person. You don't know what to pray kasi napag-pray mo na lahat. Monday pa lang